there's a swing, and there's a high drive to left by Matos. Way back there. It's gone.
There, Cannon. Chapman to deep left field. It is gone. Halfway up the bleachers. Down the line. It will. It is out of here. Encarnacion. First pitch swinging. Deep right center. Pitch of the 10th, and it's a two-run homer.
So I'll just sum it up this way as fast as I can. That is the most humiliating game in the last 10 years I've been involved with. We got beat at every single part of this. Everything. Everything. Infield play. Two-out hitting. Everything. Totally stupid.
What is up, everyone? And, well, I said it was a critical series. Giants had worked their way all the way back in the wild card hunt. They went from dead, completely dead in the water, to right back in the thick of things. And I'm not saying that it's over, but this was a big series. They had a shot to take over the wild card. Instead, they lose 2 out of 3. And then today, the Mets won. And they're back to 1.5 back in the wild card with not much time left. 10-2, the final score. The rival Dodgers beat the Giants. But the worst thing is we got to play them 4 more times in Los Angeles. That's the big concern. 10-2. And also, the Giants are able to beat this team with Carson Seymour starting. And you're thinking, wow, we won with Seymour. What's going to happen when we got Webb and Ray? Well, that's what's going to happen. A 10-2 loss with Robbie Ray. Ray fell apart a little bit there in the 5th inning. He did strike out Ohtani early in the game, and it looked pretty good. Stuff was looking pretty good, but 5th inning, everything kind of fell apart in a close game, and then they extended the lead after that against the bullpen, and before you know it, it was out of control. Giants could not come back tonight, and they lose the game by the score of 10-2, and like I said, back to 1.5 games back. Doesn't sound too terrible, but there ain't much time left. You fall to 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 back, forget it. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. Big series coming up. I keep saying it every series because every series is huge, but they're heading to Arizona and then Los Angeles. You're going to have to step up. You're going to have to step it up. Wolf 3100 at a loss for word. AM Echo Sky, will the Giants just gave up a division rival series to the hated Dodgers? That's it. Let's go ahead and tank the rest of the AM Echo Sky wants to tank. Julian C. Raider. Dodgers made it look easy. Flores deserves something for his efforts this season. He has been amazing. The RBIs, clutch at bats, and his aura in general. Abso-freaking-lutely. Flores has been great for this team. Had a tough year last year, kind of bounced back, and especially in the first half, the RBIs were insane. I mean, he was leading the league in RBIs at one point, so definitely he deserves some praise this year. But as far as today's game went, not great. Not great at all. Flores did, again, 2 for 4 with an RBI today. Schmidt drove in a run. That was it for RBIs. Overall, 5 for 30 for the Giants. Only struck out 4 times, but Glasnow pretty much dominated. 6 2/3, gave up just 3 hits, 1 run. Enrique Hernandez came in, got out of that 7th inning, and then Kopech came in through an inning. And Yates, unlike the other day, he was dominant today with a scoreless inning. I think yesterday gave up a couple runs, but Giants, every single pitcher gave up runs. Ray, Peguero, Bivens, Brubaker, and Seymour all gave up runs today. 10 runs in 9 innings, 18 hits, 9 strikeouts. This is super concerning heading to Arizona. And as far as the Diamondbacks, they won today as well, 6-4. And right now, if you're wondering where we're at, the Giants are, I thought it was 1.5. I'm not sure if this is updated all the way. I don't think this is updated all the way. Let me reload. Reload! There we go. Now it's updated. Giants are 1.5 back, 75 and 74, just a single game above 500. It's a freaking miracle. A miracle that a 500 record is good enough to put you in a wild card hunt. That is all due to the Mets collapse. And if the Mets get it together, we're in big trouble. So right now, the Mets 77 and 73. They won a game today, 10 and 8 in their last 10. And this series is so big because it's against the Diamondbacks. Maybe we're not thinking of the Diamondbacks as far as a team that we're competing with for the playoffs, but they're more of a team than the Dodgers. Dodgers already got the West. So the Diamondbacks are really a team the Giants need to beat up on and just throw them out of the race, put them out of the picture. They've actually passed the Reds. So this series is massive coming up in Phoenix. At least the 49ers won earlier today. It is better than watching the Giants baseball getting blown out today. No postseason spot for the Giants. A lot of y'all are giving up. Giving up. How can I make you a ladies' man? Are you a ladies' man? That's step one. Because if you're not, then how are you going to make me one? Giants must have wanted to make me feel angry. Garbage game for SF. Ray lost his command. Webb is no longer ace material. Verlander was the only day. When Verlander's your best arm, and Verlander's great, but when you got a 42, 43-year-old as your best arm, that might be an issue. That might be an issue. Now, no need to give up yet the Cali-Okie connection because honestly, we're 1.5 back. Giants win tomorrow, Mets lose, all of a sudden you're a half game back again. Giants go on a 2-game winning streak, Mets go on a 2-game losing streak, and you're in the wild card. I don't know why everyone's giving up. By no means, I mean, I'm not saying go put money on it, but by no means should we be giving up. Diamondbacks fans shouldn't give up either. And Reds fans shouldn't give up either. Cardinals fans, yeah, y'all can pretty much give up. Actually, I was in St. Louis and most Cardinal fans had given up. I talked to a lot of Cardinals fans and not one thought they had a chance. Not one still had hope. So the Cardinals, yeah, Marlins and Braves and everyone else, you're done. But Reds, Diamondbacks, Giants, you got hope. A lot of hope. Eric, this is just like when we got first place in the division. We stayed for first for a day. I hope this isn't the same as the wild card. It's all about the next two series, Arizona and LA. It's all about that. But as for today, I mean, I do got to break the game down. And it for a while the game was a close game. It was a fair, like anyone could win type game. And at the top of the second inning, the Dodgers did score first. Rojas walked and actually, I'm sorry, Alex Call walked, and there was a wild pitch, and then Rojas walked, and then Enrique Hernandez hit that sac fly to make it 1-0. But the Giants came back. Casey Schmidt with the sac fly in the bottom of the first inning, and that tied it up at 1. Flores had a base hit earlier in the inning, and Jung-Hoo was hit by a pitch. So a little mini rally there, tied it up. But in the top of the third, the Dodgers took the lead that they would never relinquish. It was a base hit from Betts, a base hit for Teoscar Hernandez, and a ground out from Edman to bring in a run, 2-1, but it still stayed close until the top of the fifth, and that's when the separation began. Betts walked, Hernandez with the base hit, and Freddie Freeman with a double, and then he did the dumbass dance, 3-1 at that point in time, and the Giants decided Ray was done. They bring in Yoel Peguero. He walks Edman immediately, and then Michael Conforto with the base hit, making it 5-1. And so then a disengagement violation brought in another run, making it 6-1 Dodgers. And that was pretty much ball game right there. They scored 2 more in the 6th inning, and that was on a Rojas base hit. 8th inning, they added an additional run. Giants, that was on another Conforto hit. Giants did get 1 in the bottom of the 8th. A lot of weirdness happened there, but it was a little too late to worry about it. Flores had a base hit and an RBI. And yeah, on the bottom of the 9th inning, there was that challenge of whether or not the bag was touched by Drew Gilbert or whatever. But I was listening to the radio at that point, prepping the stream. Game was long over, so Giants lost the appeal. Didn't really matter. Encarnacion grounded out, and that's the ball game. Final score 10-2. I did not see the replay on that, so I don't really know. So the 49ers apparently won. The River Cats bad loss today in Oklahoma City, and That's not good. Yeah, they're done too. The River Cats, I think, are probably officially eliminated from playoff contention with that loss. Giants still have a chance. We're gonna have to play better. End of story. Gonna have to play better. Why do Giants always get the Hall of Fame pitchers in the twilight of their careers? That is a great question. Now we've had some Hall of Famers. Actually, when's the last Hall? Because Barry Bonds is technically not a Hall of Famer. I mean, he is statistically. We all know Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame. But when's the last Hall of Famer that's played his career primarily with the Giants? Someone let me know. I'm trying to think. I can't think of someone. Will Clark didn't get in. Kevin Mitchell's not a Hall of Famer. Matt Williams is not a Hall of Famer. Jeff Kent is not a Hall of Famer. I don't know if he would count, but Jeff Kent's not a Hall of Famer. He did win his MVP with the Giants. Tim Lincecum's not a Hall of Famer. Mad Bum's not in. Lincecum's not in. Posey's not in yet. How far we got to go back to find a Giant? You got to go back to like Cepeda? Anyway, I was just curious about that. Maybe I need to look at a list. San Francisco Giants Hall of Fame register. And the page doesn't load. You know, computers suck all these years later, and they still suck. Gary Carter. But he didn't play the primary. He didn't play. He wasn't a main Giant. He didn't play most of his career with the Giants. I think it's Cepeda. I think Cepeda is the most recent Hall of Famer who played the majority of his career with the Giants. That's kind of sad. And to your point, because we've had guys. We've had Randy Johnson. Why isn't he on this list? Oh, there he is on this list. I didn't even see him. Randy Johnson. You know, we've had guys that we get, you know, for 1 year. Verlander. And there's been others. Wolf got to chill out. Buster should be. Pat Burrell. Pat Burrell's a terrible hitting coach. His face tells me he touched, but the video was inconclusive visually. Inconclusive. Why wouldn't he? You know, who's texting me? Who is texting me? Who is texting me? Why are you texting me? Why are you texting me? What were we talking about again? For these two losses, Giants have to make up against Arizona. Fortunately, the Mets are losing. Otherwise, they would have had to drop. Yeah, the Mets are why the Giants. Yes, two reasons. Giants playing well is one reason, but the main reason that we have to thank for having a shot is the Mets and their epic meltdown. Epic meltdown. Catchers are most unfairly snubbed players in Cooperstown purely because of counting stats. Just look at Buster and Munson. How is Munson not in? He passed away. If he had not passed away in the plane crash, he would have easily been in. I understand, I'm not saying give him favoritism because he didn't finish his career. But even the career he did have was Hall of Fame worthy, in my opinion. But I won't go off on a tangent on that. 10-2 the final score today. The Giants lose. They lose the series, a big series. And you lose to the Diamondbacks, we're in big trouble. If they should go lose 2 out of 3 in Arizona, we're in big trouble. It still might not be over, kind of depending on how the Mets play and who the Mets play, which is a question I have. The Mets are heading home to play the Padres at, I want to say Shea Stadium, but it's not Shea Stadium. It's Citi Field. So they're heading to New York to play the Padres at Citi Field. And then they have 3 against the Nationals. Padres will be tough. But, Mets are supposedly a good team, supposedly. And what's on deck for the Giants tomorrow, September 15th? It is the Giants at Chase Field. Kai Tang, my good, close, personal friend, Kai Tang will be taking on Zach Gallen. Tang, 2-4, 7.54 ERA. Gallen is pretty good, but he has 14 losses this year, 4.84 ERA, 157 strikeouts, big strikeout numbers, really good pitcher, tends to pitch well against the Giants. From what I can remember, although I see that Devers has some ownage, I see Kisner's at 1 for 3. I see Jung Hoo Lee's 2 for 6, but I see some low numbers. Look at Matt Chapman, 0.77. Adames, 0.91. Bailey's got some ownage, 2 home runs and 11 at bat. So this one could go either way, but it's a big game tomorrow evening at Chase Field. Hey, Wolf, strike one. Greg, someone always texting me, catches are the most on fire. Where's all the comments? We're not getting very many comments today. We're on a slow stream today. This is a slow stream. 24 people. When the Giants lose, nobody's trying to even unless they maybe if they lose like really bad, which they did kind of today, but if they lose in a way like a blown save or something, then a whole bunch of people show up. Slow stream today. Well, that's okay. Count Kilroy Graph, what's going on? Welcome in. Thank you so much. So, look, man, I would say that Vegas would say that the Diamondbacks are the favorites in this game, but it's baseball. Doesn't matter what they say. Giants could easily win this game. And we have to watch the Mets. We don't even have to watch the D-backs because we're playing the D-backs. And we should keep an eye also on the Cincinnati Reds, who are in St. Louis. I was just there. They're in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. So that's what's going on. Big games. And technically the Cardinals could get back in it if they were to sweep the sweep the Reds. Suddenly they could be 76-77, one game below 500. A lot can happen here. This is supposed to be the exciting time of the season. I know with every loss, everyone says it's over, season done, Giants suck, etc., etc. But no, right now, they're not. Fans of every one of these teams is saying that. I guarantee you, fans of the Mets are saying it's over, season done. I guarantee you, they've been saying that with this losing streak. I guarantee you, Diamondbacks fans, Reds fans, Cardinals fans, it's over, done. Well, one of those fan bases is going to be wrong because someone's getting in, and let's hope it's the San Francisco Gigantes Webb and Ray revenge games at LA. I might just be there in Los Angeles, California to check out that series. And it's on like Donkey Kong in LA. So 10-2 the final score today. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Not much action today. 1 for 3 at Adames. Devers 0 for 3. Ramos 0 for 2. Look at some of these batting averages kind of fallen, not looking too good. Adames is a 232. Chapman's up to 241. He's over 3 today. I saw an article about Chapman complaining about the infield. First time I ever heard of this. Oracle Park's been around for freaking 25 years. This is the first I've heard of. I'm not saying he's wrong, but this is the first I've heard of the infield dirt being a problem at Oracle Park. I thought that we were the freaking best of the best in Major League. I thought we had the most pristine dirt, etc., pristine grass. He doesn't seem to like the dirt. Why did you sign the extension if you hate the dirt? But anyway, 5 gold gloves, 2 platinum gloves. He said, I've never had this issue before. The infield is so hard, it keeps ripping open like scabs on his hands. I'm always worried it's going to happen again. It's starting to affect the way I play defense. So he's having some issues with the hard dirt at Oracle Park. First I've heard of this. So super interesting. I don't know anything about that. You know, where I come from, we play whatever the freak. You know, the dirt. You know, high school, you just play. You don't even think about stuff like that. But the big leagues, they're used to a certain standard, I guess. Eric, I'm scared you might get jumped, mugged, or robbed in LA. Why would I get mugged, jumped, or robbed in LA? I used to live in LA. I was in LA last year for like a week. I go to LA all the time. I stay in a wealthy neighborhood. Well, maybe not anymore because it burned down. So actually, I'm a little worried myself. Stay safe in LA, Eric. Dodgers fans are ruthless and are drunk prison thugs. Hates the field. I used to stay in very, very good neighborhood. Tom Hanks lived there. I'm being dead serious too. Tom Hanks lived there. Who else lived there? director of the Titanic. I can't remember his name. James. What's his last name? Like he's so close to. I just know him by that Jimmy. They call him Jimmy in the neighborhood. What's his last name? You guys know. Hates in the field but likes the money. It's not over till it's over. Baseball, anything can happen. Dodger Stadium is a war zone, so be careful. Giants need to do better if they want the wild card. Now that's true, Wolf 3100. You put the nail on the head. You got to do better. Karen Bass is still in charge. Well, here's the thing. This year, James Cameron, of course, yeah, I literally forgot his last name. Yeah, James Cameron lives in there, or used to live in the neighborhood. I don't know if it's still there. Well, the neighborhood's not there. It burned down. So yeah, I'll be probably in, I'm probably going to stay. I'm not even going to stay in LA. I'm going to go to the game and then I'm going to drive to another suburb to stay in a hotel. I'm not going to be staying around Dodger Stadium. Yeah, don't worry about that. Nothing's going to happen to me. Absolutely nothing. If they kick my ass, if they put me in a coma, I'm not saying I'm famous by any means, but I got a little bit of a following, right? Y'all know me. Oh my goodness. Like, it would be crazy. You guys remember what happened to Brian Stowe. Let them try that. Eric, motels scare me. Some crazy stuff happens there. I've been staying in motels for 40 years and ain't nothing happened. You know why? I don't like hang out. I get my room. I go to my room. I go to bed. If I go anywhere, I go straight to the car, straight out to get a bite to eat and come straight back. It is not that bad. As long as you don't, what's this expression? F around and find out. As long as you don't F around, you won't find out. You won't find out. If you F around a little bit, you'll just find out a little. If you F around a lot, you're going to find out a lot. So, you guys know how it is, everyone. Thank you guys for your concern. But I'm going to be just fine at Dodger Stadium. I'd love to go to Chase Field. I went to Chase Field earlier this year. I don't think I'm going to make it to Chase Field. I don't really feel like going to Chase Field. Again, it was okay. I'll probably go back next year. Micah, read my last message. Micah says, read the last. Every time you say that, I can't find your last message. I think you're messing with me. Ryan Irwin, nothing is really going to happen with this team this season if they can't beat the Dodgers. 4 more games against the Dodgers. You're absolutely right. AM Echo, have a wonderful day. Thank you for jumping in. I know you're gone already, so I'm talking to myself, but I appreciate it. Criminals don't care about the laws. I don't mess with criminals. When I drive into LA, we're driving to the ballpark. Go to the game, back to the car, to the motel, far from the ballpark. The next day, to the ballpark, etc. Enrique Zamora says Giants have to avoid going back and forth, winning and losing games like before. They got to start winning consistently, and that's absolutely correct. Right now, 1.5 back. You're still in it. You fall to 2.5, it becomes doubtful. 3.5, start making your offseason plans because it really does get tough because you have to assume the Mets sooner or later are going to come out of this funk. They did win today. And if they start winning games, they're going to be the team. They have, let's say they win 2 out of 3 against the Padres, then they sweep the Nationals. We're in deep effing SH. Then they only have 6 more games, Cubs and Marlins, and that's it. So not a lot of baseball left. We're at the home stretch. Minor league seasons are coming to an end. I think this was the last day of AA. Single A's in the playoffs. Triple A's got like 6 more games. The River Cats got 1 more homestand, and that's it. Season over. We're here. It's done. You in Pasadena? Normally I stay in Pacific Palisades, okay, but they're rebuilding right now. I can't stay there anymore, unfortunately. Well, we tried. We tried. All we can do is try. Tomorrow's a big one. Player of the game today, none other than the one and only Wilmer Flores. 2 hits today, an RBI, and the only guy to knock in more than one run. Wilmer, actually, excuse me, not the only guy to knock in more than one run. The only guy to get more than one hit is what I meant to say. Wilmer Flores. He's had a nice year. I mean, and is he a free agent at the end of the season? I think he is. This could be the end for Wilmer. He's got a chance to go to the Hall of Pretty Good. He's got a legit chance to be a future Hall of Pretty Gooder. And I do believe Wilmer Flores is worthy of the Hall of Pretty Good. This year, 68 runs driven in, 15 bombs, 97 hits, 41 runs scored, and a stolen base. I don't remember him stealing a base this year, but obviously he did. So wonderful season for my man, Wilmer Flores. Nice bounce back year from Valencia, Venezuela. So yeah. And he's the brother of Wilmer Flores. They have the same name. How did they grow up? You can look at him, you know that's Wilmer. Did they grow up in the same household? And then mom and dad were like, Wilmer, ven acá. I guess that saves time. You don't have to yell for both of them. Just give up already. Eric, do you think you will ever run out of energy? I'm already out of energy. This is all on fumes right now. This is all on fumes right now. This is all on fumes. I want to thank everyone for your support. Hopefully Wilmer comes back. I would love to see Wilmer return, but you guys know how it goes. Every year, the roster changes. There's a lot of turnover. But yeah, spring training is going to be here before y'all know it. But before then, we want to try our best and see what we can do to get into what is known as the
playoffs. Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
But thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. This ain't a song for the broken hearted. A silent prayer for the faith departed. I ain't gonna be just a face in the crowd. Hear my voice when I shout it out loud. It's my life and it's now or never. Ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live when I'm alive. Heart is like the open highway. Frankie said I did it my way. I wanna live when I'm alive. It's my life. See y'all next time. Let's go Giants. Take care of the Diamondbacks. Please win in Phoenix. You got to do it 2 out of 3 minimum. 2 out of 3 minimum. You go lose 2 out of 3 and we're in deep crap. You get swept, it's a wrap. You lose 2, we're in deep crap. You get swept, it's a wrap. Okay? Y'all get that? We sweep, we're back. Win 2, we're in deep crap. Win 1, it's a wrap. Get swept, we're done. We're done if that happens. So let's not even think about that. See you guys in the next stream. Thank you for your support. Peace out.
Here, there's a swing, and there's a high drive to left by Matos. Way back there. It's gone.
There, Cannon. Chapman
Are you kidding me? Playoffs?